about other members of Congress accused of crimes? Senator John Fetterman thinks Democrats will look like hypocrites if they don't boot out his fellow colleague, indicted New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez.
We have a colleague in the Senate that actually did much more sinister and serious kinds of things. Senator Menendez, he needs to go. And if you are going to expel Santos, how can you allow to somebody like Menendez to remain in the Senate? And, you know, Santos's kind of lies were almost, you know, funny. And like, you know, he, landed on the moon and that kind of stuff. Whereas, I think, Menendez, I think, is really a senator for Egypt, not New Jersey.
I mean, what is happening in the world?
Well, I got to tell you, at least Fetterman's putting some sentences together. That's a good thing.
The whole body double thing may have happened. That was a coherent, smart answer.
We agree.
From John Fetterman.
I mean, as a Harvard-educated senator, you guys be
Hey, no, and for real, it sounds like he's getting better, and good for him. He's getting his ability to speak
We're
back.
complimenting a Democrat, okay? When's the last time you complimented a Republican?
In the last segment.
All right, so, I'll go to you, Will, since you started. All right, Santos hasn't been convicted of a crime.
Right.
Yes, for the very first time, I'm agreeing with John Fetterman. I used to look at him like someone that is not too brilliant, but from this, that is just the truth he's putting out. If you are able to expel this guy, be able to put out the other person. Very simple. Why are these people always like, it's like Democrats are too smart. When it concerns that person, they behave like they are not sane. But when it's a Republican, the way their blood is boiling, I've seen this on several occasions, and Republicans will easily fall for the trap. Now it is time for them to do the same thing.
You might have heard that Congress just expelled George Santos.
Yeah, Santos.
Yeah, and you've also been calling to get rid of Menendez, I know. But first, before we talk about that, what's your reaction to the expulsion?
Well, it's like I'm not surprised, but to me, I think the more important picture is that we have a colleague in the Senate that actually did much more sinister and serious kinds of things. Senator Menendez, he needs to go. And if you are going to expel Santos, how can you allow to somebody like Menendez to remain in the Senate? And, Santos's kind of lies were almost, funny. And like, he, landed on the moon and that kind of stuff. Whereas, I think, Menendez, I think, is really a senator for Egypt, not New Jersey. So I really think he needs to go. And especially, it's kind of strange that if Santos is not allowed to remain in the House, someone like that. Yeah.
Are you, though, uncomfortable with the fact that there hasn't been an adjudication, that while he's been charged, there hasn't been a conviction?
Menendez.
With Menendez.
I am. And it's like he has the right for his day in court and all that, but he doesn't have the right to have those kind of votes and things that's not a right. And I think we need to make that kind of decision to send him out.
I just want to be observant because no matter how we try to talk about this, nothing will change. I saw some people, giving our real oppositions like, this should not be happening. This person should be expelled. We know that Santos did a lot of wrong things. Yeah, they have taken the decisions. Now they should do to others with similar crimes. Very simple. Republicans won't impeach Mayorkas, won't defund any part of Biden regime, won't fund Trump war, won't investigate voter fraud, won't investigate FBI, won't defend January 6th political prisoner, where vote to expel a Republican federalist because media tells them to do that, coward. This should clearly tell you how the people are feeling. I understand Judge Santos did a lot. That consideration should be taken to. He has not been convicted for this crime. I believe after that, they could take up that decision to expel him. What I see now, New York governor is very happy, saying she has to put this in place to replace this position. The House majority now is going down gradually. It is to clearly tell you how the Republican Party are divided. When I look at the names of people who voted today against to expel this man, about 100%.
Assume control of his office, will make decisions on behalf of his office. George Santos, for his part, said that he will go home and he will pack up his office and head back to New York tomorrow, and that he will go sort of quietly into the night. And then at some point, the governor of New York is going to have to call a special election in the next 10 days. That would set up a special election sometime in the next 70 to 80 days from now. It's going to be a tough race because this is a Biden seat. It's a blue district. This is something that Democrats have a very strong chance at flipping. And in the short term, you know, it's going to narrow their already.
Melanie, hang on for a second. We want to get to Manu Rob.
Yes, there is high chance Democrats are going to flip this. When you take a look at this, Benny Johnson is so pissed off. Great jobs, Republicans. He replied to Governor Ketty, I am prepared to undertake the sole responsibility of filling the vacancy in New York 3rd District. The people of Long Island deserve nothing less. The campaign has already started, so you can see exactly where the Republican Party has pushed this to. They are going to lose. Yes. And they will continue if they proceed with this. A lot of things are happening. Voters are not okay with the Republican Party. A lot of things they have done within the short while. Just go back into the days. They were voting more than 5 times to choose the House Speaker. So a lot of these things, you know, they are making people to be discouraged. It is concerning.
They want to keep him there for the vote, right, Alyssa?
Yes, and this will likely lose Republicans a seat. This is a Dem +2 district that he represents, though there's a number of Republicans running to replace him as well as Democrats. This is a big deal. I think it's significant because the previous members who had been expelled, it was people who participated in the Civil War.
It means they cannot even really stand some kind of pressure. The media has been standing up to expel this man. I understand. We all know what he did. But sometimes they could allow this man to be convicted, you know, before taking on such decisions. Bauman should be expelled in Congress. We all saw what happened. The Republicans won't do anything about that. It is crazy. When I see this happening, sometimes it is like people are just... Republicans haven't fixed the border or impeached a single corrupt Biden officials and haven't defunded Jack Smith or the every weaponizations of government, but they have shoved $100 billion to Ukraine and expelled George Santos. It feels like they want to get crushed in 2024.
And we also lost George Santos. But yeah, Congress finally did it. They kicked him out. Okay. He'll be fine. If it's one thing we know about him, he knows how to write a resume.